Now it's time to break it.
Welcome back to the SplitScreeners podcast. My name is Nick, joined as always by my co-host Zach and Gavin. What's up, boys? We're back with sports.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're hyped.
The first sports episode we're going to do where football will not be involved. That makes me sad. But we watched Cats, and I can't be sad after watching Cats. That was such a great movie.
Rum Tum Tummer.
Oh my god.
Rum Tum
Tucker.
Jealous of cats.
Curious cat.
Yeah, I didn't know that first one's just
Zach.
Yeah.
Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card ever. Go.
Alternate Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Time Wizard.
Smart.
Fuck. I don't want to be a copycat. So I'll go with the next.
Copycat.
No, I'm gonna go with the next meme one that I use a lot. Needleworm.
Penguin soldier.
I say alternate Blue Eyes White Dragon because all I have to do to summon it is, hey, I got a Blue Eyes in my hand. Look. Oh, look, this one is on the field now.
Oh, I know.
It's so awesome.
I've been playing so much Master Duels. They have an event up. Should have talked about that last time, but it's also just Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go see if we're framed up. And say hi to our listeners, our viewers.
It looks off.
Get close.
Am I in there?
Is Nick in there?
Oh, we're good. Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to sports.
In this episode, we're going to be going over the latest WWE pay-per-view, which most of us watched today. We're also starting a new segment where I'm going to get everybody involved. Gavin's got some news on soccer. We're going to go over some basketball standings because that's the next most
Or,
important
so you don't have to be
sport.
sad, it can also be football in the off-season of American football.
Incorrect.
Football.
Gavin's got some soccer news that he's going to go over today.
Which ball?
Let's start with the WWE. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but I kind of dig it. This episode might be dog shit.
Dog shit! Dog shit!
Oh shit! No, go back.
Dog shit!
There we
All right. This morning, 10 in the morning, we had the Elimination Chamber.
10 in the morning because it's in Saudi Arabia.
Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Yep. I said this year. Today. Yesterday.
go. This year.
I woke up at 10 so I could watch it because I didn't want to be spoiled throughout the day. Then Aaron came over, you came downstairs, we ended up watching it again. Kind of skipped past some stuff that I didn't think you guys would care about as much, but we'll go over it real quick. We did make predictions last week.
Dare
so.
you just assume I wouldn't care.
Sorry.
Where are the point standings?
I still need my belt
I want.
from the last point thing.
We started off in the pre-show. This is not one that we knew was going to happen for sure, so we didn't guess on it. But Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. I didn't actually watch this because I slept through the pre-show, woke up right as the main show started. But Rey Mysterio did end up defeating The Miz. And we started off the show with Universal Champion Roman Reigns facing off against Goldberg. We all got this one right. This one we knew was going to happen. I thought there might have been a shot just because they were in Saudi Arabia that Goldberg might win.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think that it was really going to happen. This was actually a pretty good match for what it was.
And with both the contenders, I like both Goldberg. I love Roman Reigns. I didn't really care who won with this one. I've been happy either way.
But the right person.
But the right person won.
This is the last fight that was on Goldberg's current WWE contract, so unless he signs back, this could be his last match.
Let the poor man rest.
I could see him signing one more so he can have like his official retirement match against somebody. But for what this was, it's kind of what we've expected with Goldberg nowadays, because he is getting up there in age. He can't work a 20-minute match. Goldberg, as a wrestler, has never been able to work a 20-minute match. That's not who he is. But I thought it was enjoyable. There were some close calls where I thought that he might have a chance to win this. He hit a couple spears on Roman.
Beautiful spears.
Roman ends up choking him out with the guillotine to finish the match. Kind of out of nowhere, too. Kind of just locked it in and didn't let go, and all of a sudden the match was over.
I think Goldberg got a little pooped out, and he's like, choke me.
Yeah. Please take me home.
Daddy, what? Choke me.
Choke me, Daddy.
No, overall, this was a decent match, and the right person did win. Roman needs to head into WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah.
Next, we had the Women's Elimination Chamber match. I kept talking about it. I really love I know that a lot of people have issues with WWE wrestling in Saudi Arabia, but I know that because the Saudi Arabian government is paying them a lot of money to wrestle there. But what they've done for women in that country, I think, is something that people don't talk about enough.
Oh.
The first time WWE had an event in Saudi Arabia, there was no woman on the card. There was not a I don't even think they flew a single woman over. It was all men's matches. Pay-per-view was okay, but then it was over. The next year they came back. They had a women's match. The women had to come out wearing, obviously, long pants to cover their legs. They were wearing very baggy t-shirts. But it was still such a remarkable moment. I do not remember who she fought, but I know that one of the competitors was... Nope, not Beth Phoenix. God, she's related to Bret Hart and Owen Hart. Canadian. Blonde. What is her name? I can't remember.
It wasn't Flair, was it?
No.
Okay.
I can't remember. But, and I remember at the end of that match, the girls were in tears because it was such a big moment. And now you fast forward to where we are today. This was the first time ever that women were on billboards in Saudi Arabia hyping up the Lita versus Becky Lynch match. The women, while of course still covering their whole bodies, were wearing tighter fitting clothing, which you saw in all the women's matches. There was also 3 women's matches on the card, which once after the pre-show there was only 7 matches, so almost half the card were women. I think that what they've done is truly remarkable. I know that all the females in WWE are very happy for this opportunity because of how much it means to like the young girls in Saudi Arabia. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. We had the women's Elimination Chamber match. I don't know which one of these I liked more. I thought they were both decently well done. I don't think either of them were great. But this one was funny. You had Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Doudrop, Nikki ASH. You started with Nikki and Liv. Doudrop came in, Rhea came in, Alexa came in, and Bianca came in. You got to see all of them kind of hit some variation of their big moves. They kind of got eliminated in the exact order that I thought they would. Nikki, Doudrop, Rhea, Liv, and then Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair won. I did guess Bianca, so I did get the point for that one. Decent match, not great.
It was entertaining enough, though.
Yeah. And that's what I'm hoping for mainly with these Elimination Chamber matches, because like we were talking about with the Royal Rumble, when you have a certain amount of competitors, it's so hard to create a match that is going to blow people away. It's so much easier to do when it's one-on-one and you only have to focus on 2 people. So after that, we went into another women's match, Ronda Rousey versus Naomi against Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in a tag team match. We kind of skipped forward on this match for you guys. I know you guys didn't really care.
I kind of lost my shit watching Ronda Rousey come out in her uniform.
Yeah, I actually laughed at that when I first saw it because I actually didn't know that Ronda Rousey was an Olympian, to be honest.
I've forgotten.
She came out in her gi. It was the same gi that she wore when she won the bronze medal in the Olympics, which I thought was super cool. They also had a stipulation in this match where she had to fight with one arm tied behind her back because Sonya Deville's arm was broken and in a sling. She tore that off to start the match, yeah. But also surprise, Ronda Rousey ends up getting the win after putting Sonya Deville in an armbar. This match was exactly what I expected it to be. We didn't get to see a whole lot of Ronda versus Charlotte because that's who they're going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania. They didn't want to give a lot of that away. But we did get a lot of Ronda versus Sonya. We got some Naomi versus Sonya, and we got some Naomi versus Charlotte. Naomi is one of my favorite women wrestlers on the planet right now, and I don't think that she gets enough time, so it was super cool getting to see her wrestle. But overall, I mean, this is probably my least favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ended predictably.
Yeah, exactly. Then we had Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. This is another match that we kind of skipped over, but I had to show you that horrible reverse Alabama slam that Drew McIntyre hit Madcap Moss with. He came down awkwardly. He had come out with too much momentum on his head, smacked his head. His whole body kind of collapsed on his head. He saw his neck get compressed. Thankfully, he was able to continue the match. He seemed fine the rest of the match. Was still throwing punches and fighting.
So painful,
but
though.
Especially when they slowed it down. Like, the first 2 replays were bad.
Second angle.
But yeah, when they showed that angle on his face, it was horrible. So
I've jammed my neck doing something similar to that before, and let me tell you, like, you can't move your neck.
Yeah, he's probably like that today.
Like,
he's going to be like that for the next couple days.
Stiff and just miserable.
Thankfully, he is okay, though. The match was okay. I have a real issue with Drew McIntyre.
Come on, man. He's got his mom has a sword.
I don't.
There can only be one.
I don't even mind the sword that much. It's when he takes the sword out in matches, like he's actually gonna like slice somebody's arm off with it, where I get annoyed.
Spank somebody with it. Come on.
Yeah, if you did that, it'd be better.
Hit somebody with the hilt of it. We all got the Ronda Rousey match right, by the way.
Oh.
And we all got this one right. We all got the Drew McIntyre match right. Drew McIntyre ended up beating Madcap Moss by pinfall after hitting a Claymore and scaring off Baron Corbin with his sword after he threatened to chop him in half. So, yeah, we skipped over this one. You guys didn't see much outside of that fall. Then we got to my favorite match of the night. Women's champion Becky Lynch, Raw Women's champion, faced off against Lita.
Lita's looking good still.
Lita's looking really good, and she's wrestling really well. It's been a long time since she's been in a ring in a one-on-one match, and she looked really good. And the fans in Saudi Arabia were going nuts. They were going so crazy after that match for Lita that she went to go leave the ring, and then she came back in. They played her music, and she still got on the top rope and celebrated like she had won. Yeah, this match was fun. It was... I love this new character that Becky's playing. Mm-hmm. This heel character where she goes to pin Lita at one point. Lita gets her foot up on the rope. And the look on Becky Lynch's face is just hilarious. That look of shock and panic.
I almost feel like every wrestler, when something like that happens, has that like...
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Becky does retain. Again, we guess... the only things that we differed on our predictions were the Elimination Chamber matches, so we all got this one right. But yeah, this one was definitely my favorite match of the night by far.
I mean, the next one was pretty hilarious at parts.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the last one.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
The next one, I think what had happened is that Becky Lynch and Lita went on longer than planned. I think that they were probably supposed to have a shorter amount of time, but the crowd was so into it.
I forgot this one.
That they extended it.
It's not really a match.
No, I forgot all about that.
So the Usos jumped the Viking Raiders as they were coming down to the ring for the tag team match for the tag team titles.
Raid.
End up vertical suplexing Ivar on top of Eric, which looked very painful. Ivar is a very giant man. So they won before the match even started. I guess I'll give this to all of us. We all guessed the Usos, so we all get it right. They did technically win.
Yeah, technically.
And then we got the Elimination Chamber. This one was funny and weird at the same time.
Yeah.
We had Bobby, who was the champion. He was locked in a pod. We also had Brock locked in a pod. Matt Riddle and AJ Styles. Austin Theory and Seth Rollins started the match.
Yeah.
But early in this match, Seth Rollins throws Austin Theory into one of the pods. Bobby Lashley falls into the side, gets carried out by medical personnel, and says that he got placed in concussion protocol and he wasn't going to return. Which was weird. I don't know if there was something actually wrong with him and he wasn't able to wrestle, so that's why they pulled him, or if Vince just didn't want him to get pinned and lose the title that way. I guess this does set up a shot for Bobby to fight Brock again, which is always entertaining, but just weird. It'll be interesting to see on my YouTube channel. It's one of the YouTubes that I watch that knows more of the inside scoop of what actually happens. But overall, this match was, again, like the women's match. It was fine. You got to see some cool spots by all the guys.
I enjoyed the end
Yeah.
with Brock, and actually starting to come around and liking him a little, even if he defeated the Undertaker in a punk way.
I'm not there yet, but I will admit his part of the match, the very end.
Like, he makes me laugh when
was
I'm
fun to watch.
not gritting my teeth at him. And this one, yeah, I'm coming around a little bit.
So the lights went off. For those of you that don't know, two people start in the ring. Every couple minutes, the lights go off on the other pods. Lands on one pod, that guy is then released. I think it went AJ, Matt Riddle, so it was Brock and Bobby's pod that hadn't lit up. And the light comes on Bobby's pod, but obviously Bobby had been taken to the back. Brock, that pissed off Brock, so he ends up busting a hole out of his pod and just crawling through the hole and just starts wrecking face. He quickly hit Seth Rollins with an F5, pinned him, hit Matt Riddle with an F5, pinned him, hit AJ Styles with an F5 and pinned him. And then it came down to Austin Theory and Brock, and what ensued after that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was Brock chasing him around the ring, Austin Theory trying to run up, like crawl up the cage and try to escape through the cage, and Brock caught him. Brock hit him with an F5 from the top of one of the pods, which was pretty cool. And Brock ends up winning, again, kind of predictable, I think.
Yeah, very
especially once Bobby went out. Had Bobby stayed, I think that there would have been something there where I could have thought, okay, I don't think Bobby loses, because I picked Bobby, you picked Bobby, you picked Seth Rollins. So we were all wrong on this one. So I win by one just because I got the women's match right. I just didn't understand having Brock lose at Royal Rumble a couple weeks ago, just to have him win the title back at this pay-per-view, but it's exactly what they wanted. They wanted Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania.
That's what it's all
champion
been
versus
building
champion.
Brock Lesnar did take quite a hit in this match, though.
Yeah, to his boys.
He got mad.
Austin Theory gives him a low blow. Kind of gets the upper hand. You think maybe he's going to have a fighting shot.
Or at least a chance to escape.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done.
That disappeared very quickly. I think I liked Royal Rumble more as a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But this was necessary for a lot of storylines. We now know at WrestleMania we're definitely going to have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. We know we're going to have Brock versus Roman. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. We'll probably also get the Usos versus the Viking Raiders, since that didn't happen. So I'm really excited to see what matches are going to happen. WrestleMania is 2 nights. Part of me thinking about just going to Texas and going to watch it. We'll see what happens there. But either way, we'll be watching both nights and reacting to them. So, but we have no pay-per-views from here until April. So April 2nd, I think, is WrestleMania. So I'll be watching the weekly episodes and getting pumped for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Gavin, did you want to go over your piece of soccer news?
Oh, of course. So there's a lot of news in FIFA.
Soccer.
There's a lot of news in FIFA lately.
What'd you say?
There's
Football.
something that caught my eye. I just wanted to pick one thing so I could actually participate more in the sports for you.
You're participating next week, big time.
Alright. I was like, I can pull up more, of course. So, there's the Sri Lankan Super League was the name of the league that was started in Sri Lanka. They just got hit semi-pro, which they've never been able to hit before. FIFA has a program called the Forward Program where they have these like criteria they have to meet. One, so that the youth has access to these basically they expect, if they're going to establish like a professional league there needs to be a certain amount of organization. Can't just be a bunch of random teams. You need to have solid teams. You need to have youth outreach programs to help make sure to involve them, and if anybody wants to play soccer in them, and a bunch of other stuff. They spent $500,000 US being that set up in Sri Lanka. So before COVID hit, they were supposed. So right when COVID hit is when they were supposed to have it. They didn't do it for the 2020 year. They did it for the 2021 year, and they actually did very, very well. They had 10 teams It was from the 2018 to 2019 season, but like I said, it was played over 2021 because of COVID and some other stuff happening. It's super cool. Sri Lanka's never had a professional team before, and even though they are only semi-pro, it's a step in the right direction. The winner of the Super League this year was their team, the Blue Star Soccer Club, and for being the top of the league, they get the title, obviously, and they also get a place in the qualifying rounds of this year's AFC Cup, which is the Asian Football Championship Cup, which is and also there's also a possibility that they might be able to appear in the World Cup, which would be a really big deal. But from there, I just kind of want to say, like, the 10 teams, we got the Blue Eagles, the Blue Star, Colombo, Defenders, Navy Seahawks, New Youngs, Ratnam, Red Stars, Renown, and the Upcountry Lions.
Upcountry Lions. I like that name.
Oh, yeah. When I was writing them down, I was like, these are weird, but, I'm here for it. So, by being considered semi-pro, is considered better technical standards and match organization. But like I said, Blue Star won from the top of the league, and then from 9 games, their team scored 22 points over the course of 9 games, which for soccer is actually a lot of points, considering a goal is only 1 point, and the games usually don't go that in depth. So in 9 games, so only 9 weeks, they got 22 points. And their forward, Chanel Shandesh, was their top scorer, and he had 10 goals. And then I have their coach, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but not as bad as Zach would.
Not nearly as bad as I would.
I'll wait till you hear it, okay? Coached by Deva Sagayam Rajamani. And I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. I'm pretty sure I got Rajamani right, but the other part I'm pretty sure I fucked up. But honestly, that's about it. There's also there's an African league happening either partially this week and next week. It's a youth championship, like nationals for Africa.
Cool.
And that's also, but that's about it. That's all I really had. There was a fuck ton of news. I pulled up and I was reading through it. And honestly, at the end of the day, I was like, what sounds the most interesting? Kind of fun to learn without being
Sri Lanka.
Without being literally so many trades or acquisitions or players that none of us know. It's more fun to do it like this. We all learn a little bit of something.
Oh, yeah.
But that's about it. FIFA with Kevin.
Back to you.
We have, this weekend is the NBA All-Star Weekend. As we're recording this, last night they had the dunk contest and the three-point contest. I don't know a whole lot about it. As I said, we were watching wrestling tonight, so I didn't get to check really any of that out. But this is usually what they define as the halfway point of the NBA season. It's more than that. The Phoenix Suns have played 58 games. There's 82 games in the season, so they've got about 24 games left. So we're getting close to the time of the playoffs. We're going to really dive into NBA, especially once we hit the playoff times, for sure. We'll be making weekly picks and predictions on the playoff games and hopefully get more into it. So I don't want to go over a bunch of the standings. I just thought I'd throw out right now. Best team in basketball, Phoenix Suns, 48-10, which is hella impressive. 58 games to only have lost 10 games.
See, I just kind of had to hold back saying that I'm going to go for the Suns the whole season.
What I was thinking about, and it would be something that I would do maybe throughout the week, is randomly pull some teams out of a hat. And then, I'll give us each 2 teams that are in the playoffs. And those can be, the 2 teams that we root for. And they'll be completely random. So, I might not even... Zach could end up with the Nuggets. And I could get screwed and get another team. And I just think that would be fun, because then you
That'd be kind of fun.
You don't really have to do a whole lot. It's not like you have to research your team, but maybe see if they win or lose. And
It'd be fun.
so that's something that we might try. The other thing we're going to get into, because football's over, and I found this website, usquidditch.org. Everyone is required to look at this website this week find a team that you want to root for. We've got some good ones here. We've got the
USQuidditch.org.
Yes, sir. We've got the Bosnian Bear Sharks. We've got the Tufts University Tuffle Puffs. The Boston Pandas. The Anteaters Forever. Let's see. Other good team names. A lot of these are boring, like Kansas Quidditch, Michigan State Quidditch.
Anteater Quidditch.
Atlantic
The
Dragons.
Atlantic Dragons is a good one.
The Marquette University Golden Avalanche.
Hell yeah.
Carnage Quidditch.
The Silicon Valley Vipers.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of teams.
The Worcester Scottish Nationals.
There's also a team.
Oh, here it goes. Here's a good one. The Wizards of Westwood, Los Angeles, California.
Ooh.
Now, do we want official teams or unofficial?
I don't know. So if you're on the website, you can go to events.
Oh, the Vegas Invaders.
You should try and find people that are playing in these events, so we can have teams to root for.
Yeah.
They are live streamed, so if you want to watch the game, you can watch the game. I started watching one during the movies episode. That's what I was showing Aaron. It was hella boring, but I'll get more into it. We also have a team right here in our little town of Grand Junction, Colorado,
Wait,
folks.
what?
Not for us. We can't play on it. But it is the Fruita Middle School Quidditch Club.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
See, I wish they had this kind of stuff when I was in middle school playing Quidditch.
That's cool.
Fruita Middle Quidditch Club.
I was a seeker.
Are they active?
They're an unofficial team, but
I did switch positions at one point. I was a beater for a while.
Yeah,
you were. That was right in his early teenage years. He got into the beating.
Yeah.
They said I went.
Thought he was going through
I was
some
too
changes.
handsy, too rough with the ball.
So we're gonna do the basketball thing. I think that is something that I'm gonna do. I'll send everybody out their teams this week. Also, if you find a couple Quidditch teams that you want to root for, let me know in our group chat, and we'll keep track of those. I'm just trying to find more stuff that I can do until football season starts up to get us all involved in some stuff. We'll probably do the same thing with hockey that we're doing with basketball. Also, I do want to get into more weirder sports. I know, like, we can talk about wife carrying. We can talk about cheese rolling. We can talk about toe wrestling. We can talk about chess boxing. We can talk about marble racing.
Wait. Back one more. Chess boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, chess boxing.
I saw
Chess
that.
boxing.
Yeah, we talked about this in our old show.
Yeah.
We had a whole thing on
You
it.
take a
remember?
turn on a chessboard, then you box around, then you take a turn on the chessboard, and you box around. 11
I don't
rounds.
remember this. But
We will
this-
definitely watch a video and talk about that. There's all kinds of weird sports that we're going to talk about. I want to get back into marble racing somehow. I just don't know how we're going to do it on here. Because I don't know if we can use somebody else's YouTube video in our video.
So I actually do know this.
Okay.
If it's transformative, we are allowed to.
So with us, if we were like you know how Rift Tracks does stuff, that's
Do our own marble
transformative.
racing.
That's true. He just does such a good job. He builds the track
He does.
so well.
And honestly, we could also just reach out to him and be like, hey, I was like, this is probably how you can know our plan. We'd probably reach out to him.
Make our own tracks.
Yeah, we can make our own tracks. We can also reach out to him and be like, hey, is there any way we, ask if it's for permission from him? I was like, either he'll be like, no, go fuck yourself, or he might be like,
And then we use it anyway.
Yeah. We aren't monetized.
We want to be one day.
we'll be like Cartman, bruh.
Yeah, because next week we're not going to have really anything. Because I'm still waiting for NFL stuff to start up. That's going to be a while. We got no baseball because they still haven't come to an agreement. So they already pushed a week of training back for baseball because they don't even know if that's going to start. So yeah, we got to find some fun shit to do in here that we're all interested in. If you three have ideas that you want to throw them out in the group chat. If any of you watching have any ideas that you think would be fun for the whole group, throw those down in the comments. I don't have really anything else for this episode. Wrestling was the big thing this week, so I think we will end this here. But, Zach, where can our viewers follow you at?
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter as Film Beast.
Gavin, where can our followers follow you?
XX Boopity on TikTok and Boopity Games on Twitch.tv.
Are you changing your voice?
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm very tired, and my allergies are killing me right now.
It is 4:34 in the morning.
We are dedicated as hell.
We had a great time recording tonight. I said it. I said it during Cats. Nothing's wiping this smile off of this face tonight. I've had a fantastic time. We hope that you've had a fantastic time. Stay tuned next week. We got more shit coming at you. Thank you so much for watching.
5
Like,
episodes,
comment,
hopefully.
subscribe, hit that bell. It is time to split!